So we're having the newer generation of game boxes from AliExpress. But when you're looking at this particular model, it's just really old stuff again. That what they did with the Emulation and the Android boxes, they're actually doing the same thing with batocera and these mini thin clients. Because that's actually what they're just selling. So the overall idea, I don't understand where they're going with this. There is nothing wrong with, let's say, a mini PC, but when we're going to take a close look at the specification, you exactly know what I mean. What is positive, that we have a lot of USB ports to those, so for data transfer, this is not the way you want to play. So when it comes to these things, this is a USB 3 though. If you're going to be plugging this thing, you just have such a very long, let's say, less loading times and disadvantage of the speed, because you're not going to utilize the speed of the hard drive. For what you need to do is use the front port to begin with. But at the back we can all use this for controllers. So we have 5 of them, so that's great. Only a display out, and the display out you can just use a converter for this to go into HDMI and have also the audio with it. DVI, I didn't have any success implementing the audio. Some Reddit says that you can use this for audio and video, but I couldn't get it to work. An RG45 port, so that is absolutely great. And at the front we're having 2 audio ports, where the one is for the microphone that we're not going to be using, but one they can use for, let's say, an external speaker. And of course the on-off switch. The downside to this thing is there was on the picture there was a very nice stand, but didn't came with it. What's also kind of cool is that you can slide this thing out, and in here we're finding some information about the mini PC itself. After almost a half minute it started working again. So the information, this is actually the overall aspects of the device itself, but also when it comes to, let's say, what you're getting when it comes to all the other information. So temperature is around 44 Celsius, that's not bad at all. So when it comes to the performance of the heat, that is just great with these, let's say, thin clients. But the Intel J1800, this thing is prehistoric, having only like a dual core in the inside with a max frequency of 2450 megahertz. Yeah, graphics API is the OpenGL AS2 and yeah, just a Mesa Intel HD graphics. So the combination of the CPU, GPU is absolutely laughable. So in that case, it's not a good overall system specs. Alright, so let's take a close look at a different image, because in the end, it's all the same. It's batocera and we can use it on different mini PCs. So let's do some test benching and test out some different systems. How are they running? So one of the things I really want to focus on is some 8-bit, 60-bit and some MAME, particular when it comes to MAME arcade, because there we have some interesting overall performance that we don't have with those Emulation cheap boxes. So first off, let's start off with some Tekken MAME, simply because these are the games you can play with an Emulation box. But when it comes to the overall performance, it seems to be running just fine. It has some audio issues, but that is, I think, that can be fixed. I really need to get used in this game. Also, it's kind of weird, it has like this CRT look, so the screen is slightly bent with a 4:3 aspect ratio. That's kind of cool. But so far, so good, so that is no problem whatsoever. Okay, so one of the games I just wanted to check out is the Killer Instinct series. Pressing the L2, here we're having even the input or the main menu where we can mess around with that. But so far so good, and that is absolutely great, because this particular game doesn't run at all on the Emulation boxes from the same price range. I did hear some minor overall dips, but nothing concerning. But so far it seems to be running quite well. Also, this has like this weird CRT curve to it. Looks kind of cool. I think especially when you're going to be using this image with batocera in an arcade machine itself. But if you're looking into the Tekken tag, there is where we're going to be pushing this old school thin client to the maximum. And unfortunate, this absolutely epic game is not playable and runs really slow. So also in MAME we will have, let's say, problems. But also when it comes to Killer Instinct 2, we have the option to actually play this. I do play it as a child a lot, but it was mostly on the Super NES. We didn't have the arcade in the neighborhood. Nevertheless, it's kind of cool to actually see these games running on such a cheap device. It's just freaking awesome. I do notice there's a weird filter going on the normal Neo Geo part. and also full screen. And the combination for getting into the Unibios is not working at all so far. Let's check out the joysticks. Nope, nothing seems to be working. I can only reset it. So let's move on to some N64. Cruise in the USA is one of those great examples of games that don't run on cheaper game boxes. So I'm particularly interested to see how the overall emulation performance is. So it will be better than your cheap, let's say 50-60 Android boxes, but I can already hear that it comes with some, let's say, struggles in the beginning, and it will not be any better in the further part of the game. It's quite unfortunate that can be doing that we are just actually using a very old chipset of the Intel. The J1800 is not a great chip at all when it comes to these things. And it can also be having problems with the N64 emulation because it's a very difficult, let's say, emulator. Or I see it's just a very difficult one to emulate. We can press select and start, go to the menu, and from this point we can mess around with the settings if you want to. So there we go. Pressing select will give us the option to go in the menu. In here we have the advanced game settings, and here we can choose a different emulator. For example, we're having parallel. Let's force it to using this. Let's boot it up again. So let's give this a second attempt to see what actually this is going to be going on. The start seems to be working slightly better with less like overall stutters, but in the game it's not going to be like a massive difference. Overall, you can mess around with emulators, but N64, it's absolutely no go for me. Alright, so next up some GameCube. Take consideration, it's going to be a hit or miss with this system. I find a couple of games playable on here, and it's absolutely cool. You have some weird vibration if you're looking at the live bars, but there is no way I can actually tweak any of these games, otherwise it will completely destroy the overall emulation performance. So with the Sega Dreamcast, I don't want to put this in higher resolution, simply because it is not going to be running great. So on native resolution we can just play some Sega Dreamcast without any problem whatsoever. But again, take consideration, with some other boxes we've tested out, they cost a little bit more money. We can even upscale Sega Dreamcast without no problem whatsoever. So I find that a little bit disappointing. Okay, so when it comes to Sega Saturn, I've been switching between 3 different emulators, Yapasi Zero, Beetle and Kronos, I'm saying it correctly, and none of those get like better overall performance. It stutters, it's completely unplayable when it comes to this particular game. It's quite unfortunate. Maybe we can tweak in the emulator, but so far Sega Saturn is not compatible and playable with this older 1800 Intel GPU. PlayStation 1 is kind of disappointing on this system, because where it runs absolutely amazing, it still runs on native resolution. And I wanted to see if we can upscale it. Some of the cheaper mini PCs, or at least some ones I've reviewed here on the channel, cost almost the same, or a little bit more expensive, can even upscale PlayStation 1 to, let's say, 720p, and even some crazy things to 1080p. And it looks so much better and is absolutely a very cool overall experience. But with this cheaper device, it's absolutely unplayable when it comes to the higher resolutions, or the emulator doesn't even boot up at all. But nevertheless, this game seems to be running great on native resolution, but we can play it on so many other devices. PlayStation 2 emulation is unable to run properly on here, so when it comes to that, it's absolutely no go. You can just see already from the start menu that it stutters to the maximum level. I've been messing around with a couple of games, but there is nothing you can do about this. This thing is just not powerful enough to run PlayStation 2 emulation on this. Yeah. And with PlayStation Portable, I couldn't get it to work. I've been messing around with the settings, but it doesn't boot up with this old, crappy, horrible, annoying device. Yep, so that's one thing in combination with PlayStation Portable and also PlayStation 3. So another thing is, if you just want to get into some old school stuff, yep, that can be working just fine. But if you're into the old stuff, this runs just fine on here, no problem whatsoever. Take that in consideration. I just wanted to focus this overall, let's say, performance, particularly on the new generation ones. And I can tell you, the newer generation, there we will find some overall problems. With emulators don't run great, or having a lot of problems, or stuff doesn't even boot up at all. But for the old stuff, it seems to be working just fine. But this thing is absolutely one hot mess. To begin with, the image, I don't know what's going on, but I've been using it for some time and automatically it just stopped working. Couldn't boot up anything else. I've been looking into it, but I didn't want to spend too much time, so I went for another image. This is the PokePad whatsoever thingy, but we have different brands, but not every image of batocera seems to be booting up, so it was absolutely a gamble and puzzle finding a right image that seemed to be working, because I wanted the Tench Bench. And getting into the MAME, you have some interesting specifications, like the Killer Instinct games, some Tekken games from the MAME work, so that's kind of cool. It's absolutely a plus for this, but we still had a lot of problems with some emulators. Some didn't even boot up. The PlayStation 2 and fake controllers are absolutely not the ones you want to experience. This is an okay controller for some time, but they are chemical cheap feel. There's not like the cheap ones, but they should replace this with an Xbox 360 controller. They are like way better. Thank you all for watching. Consider subscribing. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. We'll see you in the next video.